I think we're rolling. Yeah, we're rolling. I'm Sam Congrave, and I'm joined as always by Ian and Ollie. We're hard men with hard balls and hard games. And speaking of hard games, we're going to be talking about video game difficulty. Since this has become a very big topic for people these days, we thought we'd share our opinions, being, well, those who have played games for over 20 years and experienced many, many difficult games in our times. So,
sorry, Sam, you're breaking up loads.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Well, I was just introducing us and explaining how we've played video games for years. We've played all these different games with different difficulties.
Yeah, we've played our fair share of games.
So Ollie and Ian will be joining me to debate good and bad difficulty, since that seems to be the thing people don't get these days as to whether or not things are difficult or not. I know Ollie's had something he really wanted to say recently about a very recent game, but so let's start this off with Ollie.
Okay, what's the question?
Well, the question really is about difficult video games, and recently I know there's a game come out called Serio or Senro? Sekiro, that's it. Sorry, I haven't been paying much attention. I'm sorry. I know there was a few
died twice.
reports.
It's like a samurai Dark Souls game that reminds me a bit of Tenchu. I haven't played it, but it looks really good.
Well, I know recently everyone's had an opinion about this, and a lot of their opinions have raised concerns. And you said you had an opinion about what one particular person said.
Well, let's see. One thing, okay. Sorry, my mind went blank as soon as I had to speak. One thing, on the subject of difficulty, I don't see, there's the eternal debate over whether or not From Software games like Sekiro and Dark Souls should have an easy mode for those that might need or require it, or just want it. But I'm of the opinion that having an easy mode there isn't a bad thing. You don't have to use it if it bothers you.
I guess not. I mean, the argument I've seen against it is that the whole point of Sekiro is it's meant to be a learning curve kind of thing.
Yeah,
and it would destroy the vision of the game to add an easy mode.
Well, I don't know if it would destroy the vision of the game to add an easy mode. You can still have the learning curve while having it being less harsh. The thing that I take issue with, and I think someone I saw on Twitter said here, the thing that I take issue with is that they constantly disabled as an excuse to say that games are exclusive. And I take exception to that.
Well, the thing is,
as someone who is disabled, I'm the only one I know who has finished Demon's Souls.
Well, I'll just say this about the inclusivity thing. Not every game is for everybody, and I happen to agree that not every game is for everyone, depending on your taste. It's definitely, like, for example, I said to Liz, Resident Evil 2, the new one, is much more difficult than the original. But I can't say Liz could actually get through and play Resident Evil 2, and I don't think she'd be able to enjoy it. Oh, we're getting comments suddenly.
Oh, that is... You can't read them.
Yeah. Oh, it's Seb. It says, ooh. There's one that says, ooh, Mega Man.
Ooh, Mega Man. I see. Yeah.
Heroes Night, what's up with Dr. Wily's eyebrows? Sorry, I'm playing, I should reiterate, I'm playing Mega Man 7 in the background.
Ah, okay. Well,
But yeah, I don't.
as someone
think
who does actually like a game to be challenging, I resent the fact that you're holding up disabled people as the reason why easier games are needed. I think an option for an easier difficulty would only be good for those who couldn't play without it. If you are not one of those people, you do not have to use this easy
Yeah,
mode.
I agree.
You know, it being there costs you nothing.
Oh yeah, I don't disagree with the game having an easy mode. I do agree that I have an issue if your excuse is, oh, this excludes this group of people. Like just to throw another example out there, do Mega Man games, you know, are they inclusive because they don't include people who don't have fingers? Suddenly, that'd be most video games, but is it also because Mega Man tends to have seems to have a learning curve?
Yeah. Well, and for their difficulty, like Sekiro, well, like From Software games in general, are probably magnets for this sort of discussion, because not everyone likes that level of challenge, and I get that. And again, I don't see the problem with having an easy mode to cater to those people.
The game's louder than both of you, apparently.
Oh yeah. For that, you've got to go into adjust audio mix setting.
Hold on, let me just go. Hold on. That's in the regular settings. Okay. I'm in my party set. I'm in my party. Hold on. Let's see. I'm in right. So party settings. Party audio. I've got prioritize or game chat or party chat. Right, I can't get into the audio. It's already prioritized. It's already prioritized. Right, I can't actually. I can't actually access audio mix. It just says. Hold on. It just says adjust microphone level. That's all I've got. I've got party privacy, adjust microphone level, and the adjust audio mix is, well, really, it's just blank. Like, it's there, but it's not selectable. Huh. There is adjust there is adjust microphone level. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Huh, that's odd. Well, even so. Yeah, I don't like the idea of, you know, using the disabled as an excuse to, you know, justify your shitty behaviour, you know, you not liking it. Or...
Yeah, well, see, here's the thing. Do you remember Pokemon Let's Go? I know you don't have a Switch, but you must have seen something about it.
Yeah, I've heard things through the grapevine.
That, I would argue, actually does exclude the disabled, because the only way you can play it, despite other Switch games having more options, is to use the motion controls to throw the ball. Not everyone has arms that do that, and a lot of people really like Pokemon, and, you know, that is excluding a lot of people who don't have that range of motion. And that's an example of excluding the disabled, because the control system is just, like, not... It just doesn't allow for them to comfortably use.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Like, especially with the Switch being perfectly capable of taking a regular control.
yeah, that just sounds ridiculous.
Yeah. But difficulty being a barrier for disability is not really an issue, because if a disabled person can play one game with a regular control, they can play another one.
A lot of it is a learning curve. I think a lot of the problem is that games like Sekiro require time and patience, and a lot of these people that are reviewing these games have either A, never played a video game before in their life to begin with, or it's not really a hobby of theirs, or they've only got a very limited amount of time to play it and don't have the time to commit to it, so maybe they have like maybe a couple of minutes a day to play it on a game that may require you to play it for a couple of hours. I mean, we're all familiar with grinding, right?
Yeah.
Not everyone has the time to grind. So that would be my that would be my argument. Well, you know.
There's also the fact that disability as a thing is so and complex. And
Yeah,
there are no two people with
Seb
exactly
says,
the
have we
same
not got
conditions.
Ian with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, Ian's here. Just waiting your turn. Not everyone has time to grind. Ooh, make it.
Well, the fact that disability is so complex and, you know, it's difficult to cater for it, and you do have to acknowledge that.
Yeah.
But that's not... use them as a prop to prop up your arguments for an easy mode in a From Software game. Like,
Look,
I
agree.
mean, when you can say these games just aren't for you if you want easy games, I think there should be an option for people who want the games to be easier. That only makes sense to reach a wider audience.
Absolutely.
You know, there is no reason not to have one.
Okay, well, moving on from Software's thing, let's talk about other games you've met with good difficulty and ones you've met with bad difficulty.
Yeah, there are right and wrong ways to do difficult.
Well, elaborate.
Well, a right way to be difficult would be, like, say the original Super Mario Brothers game. It's a very simple game, yet it is very unforgiving of mistakes. But it is not so unforgiving of mistakes to put you off. That is an example of good difficulty. Another example would be, well, Dark Souls. And, you know, there are some that would disagree with me on that. Dark Souls is pretty brutal. But there is always a way forward regardless of your play style. And I've heard similar things said about the Hitman series, which I'm sort of regretting now having given a go. But, yeah, things like that are examples of good difficulty. Bad difficulty bad difficulty depends on, in, say, a real-time strategy. If there is only one way to level, that's bad design. Because the point of a strategy game is you find a way to win. If there is only one way to win, which is something I've heard said on free, that's a bad design.
Okay, that sounds fair enough.
And also, I've criticised Kingdom Hearts for this. There's the, well, I'm taking Team 4-star, artificial difficulty, where their way of making an enemy more challenging is to just give them more health, or have their attacks do more damage.
Or what we call
Anything
SNK difficulty.
Yeah. And do anything, just, you know, balance the scales of effectiveness to the point where it's a lot of attrition than a fight.
Well, yeah, I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Oh, scam right into the pit. I mean, Ian, what about you?
Well, I've always been an easy mode kind of guy.
For the story,
But that's only
especially now.
Well, that's mostly like to relax, you know, and just enjoy the game.
For me, it depends on the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know, without it being too intense. Because mostly I just play games to unwind.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Have you ever run into a game that's like got, you know, been a bit too damn difficult for the wrong reasons, or?
Well, yeah, there's Silent Hill Homecoming. Just putting monsters in unnecessary places.
That sounds sadly about right.
Yeah. Other than that, I think I pretty much steered clear from the other difficulties. That's pretty much all I gotta say, really.
So no other major stories about
No major stories, sorry.
Although there are games that are sold on their difficulty, like software games, and to another extent, Ninja Gaiden back in the day. That was legendary for how hard it was.
Oh god,
well,
I have the ability to stream that, by the way.
And there are games that, I should say, there are games that do thrive on the difficulty, like Cuphead.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Although, I've got to say, I've played Cuphead. Half of that difficulty is because of bad controller design. If you're expected to jump and shoot, those two buttons should not be on the opposite ends of the pad. Like, you know, I think either triangle was jump and X was shoot, or the other way around as a one. But those are counterintuitive places for those two actions, especially in relation to each other. I mean, it's not that I couldn't do it, it's just that's just frustrating. Like,
and then you have games like Dark Souls.
Yeah. Now, okay, I touched on controller design. I think I should mention that is very important between good and bad difficulty. Bad controller design is always bad. There is no way to make bad controller design a good design choice.
No, there is not.
I remember one game being particularly difficult for me, but that's only because of poor game design.
Go on.
And that was Bubsy 3D.
What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, it's on the second level you have to jump to different platforms and that, and I remember one being so high up, and you've got to jump down onto this moving platform, and I timed it just right, but then all of a sudden it quickly goes to a game over screen, and you shout at the screen. But I was almost there. I didn't miss it.
Yeah. There are badly designed games like Sonic 0 springs immediately to mind. There was some glitching through the floor. There were many times in that game where you die just because the game arbitrarily decides you must.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I've got loads of examples of, well, the artificial difficulty. SNK is famous for it. If you've ever played Final Fight or King of Fighters, I mean, their bosses were super powerful and could kill you in like 2 hits or so, just so to sell more, to put more coins in. That was just kind of the way things were.
Yeah, that was how they did it back in the day.
Seb saying I apparently need a designated comment reader.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. An example of good difficulty. Again, for me, it's games where you learn, that are difficult, but it doesn't like the game does give you the means to.
Hitman is the laziest content ever. I saw a guy in a suit with sunglasses at Alcon, and I thought he was Tom Smith. He was just a guy in a suit, I think. He went, excuse me? 15 minutes. His opinion, finally. Putting monsters in unnecessary places. Just the exile policy in Monster Inc. I like how you can occasionally come across a disembodied Mega Man head in these games. I hate game over scripts that take forever and just pour salt into the wound. And just now, you need a designated comment.
I do. I mean, another example of bad game design, well, bad difficulty, I'd say Mega Man X3 and Mega Man X6, for reasons I've given, that the designs of the levels are made specifically to kind of screw you. So it's like trying to give you a game over. And they're really... You're either a man or you're a doctor. But yeah, X6's problem was that the enemies were put in ridiculous places, and you were made specifically, well, to fail in a lot of cases. Like, it has this mechanic where you can only get to the end or finish the last castle stages with a certain booster part. But the way the game works is you can get booster parts from rescuing specific Reploids in the game. Which again wouldn't be a problem if you knew which ones you could save, but some of them were put in places where unless you know specifically what you're doing, you are going to you're gonna lose a Reploid, and you can lose them forever. So like the level, like for example, the castle level is designed that you need the double jump or the jumper parts to get over these really tall bits. However, if you don't have the jumper parts, you can't actually finish the last level, which is bad design just for Mega Man games in general. Because the games were always made with a whole... Oh.
This game's always called Blank Man or Doctor Blank. A man or a doctor? What's the best one?
So the best and worst voice acting. Actually, speaking of bad voice acting, Mega Man 8. Because why not?
Well, it's not the worst voice acting in the world.
I don't know. The voice actor for Dr. Light in this can't pronounce Dr. Wily. He pronounces it Dr. Wowie.
It could have been worse.
Does that mean his name's Dr. White?
Could have been that other game. Keep forgetting the name of that game. Chaos Wars, I think. Is that, you know, where the producer couldn't afford to use like professional voice actors, so he just hired his family to do it?
Probably. I remember.
Like, hey kids, we have a little family project. You're going to do voiceovers in a computer game. But I'd rather be doing something else. I said we're gonna do voiceovers in a computer game. Oh, you're gonna like it. Yes, Dad.
But yeah, I think if you make the game hard, but it's not the intention, like you make the game hard so no one can ever finish it, or you make it hard for the wrong reasons, like the Mega Man games, then yeah, that's bad difficulty. But if you make it so that there's a learning curve where it's possible for you to overcome it with the skills that you have.
Dr. Wowie, is that Doctor Who's excitable cousin?
Now, speaking of, we're about to start one of the really bad scenes.
I like live action games. What, like Tim Curry in Red Alert? Spies!
Oh god.
Best thing about that game.
Yep, definitely.
He managed to out-act George Takei. Which of course he did, because he's Tim Curry.
Yeah.
You'll pay for this insult.
One does not step up to Tim Curry. You know.
Nope.
How did it well for them?
That's true.
Here we go, here's Dr. Light's voice. Have a listen to this.
This media seems to be emitting a powerful energy signature. Something this powerful must not fall into the hands of evil.
I understand, Dr. Light. I'm on it.
Thank you, Mega Man. If you can, please bring the media back.
Okay.
And goddamn that Dr. Light voice.
Ready.
Sounds like darts. But Dr. Wowie!
You see what I mean, though? This will be worse because in later games, like Dr. Light appears in the Mega Man X games as a hologram. Yeah. I mean, Resident Evil 2 has that whole, the game gets harder or easier depending on how you play. And I can work with that because that, in theory, sounds like a good idea. A game that goes with your learning curve. Also, I would say that Simon's Quest counts as bad difficulty as well because the game just gives you very bad clues. And you know, doesn't actually tell you how to do anything.
My game's a challenge. Ew, slime.
Okay, apparently Mega Man can swim now.
But he's a robot.
He's a super fighting
Has anyone
robot.
seen my Godfather YouTube video? I've pretty much been sat in this chair since you were calling me, getting ready for this podcast, so I've not had the chance. I will get back to you on it.
I mean, I will say this as well, just for the record, I've just downloaded Borderlands 1, the remaster.
Oh my god, there's a Borderlands... Tempting.
What?
There's Borderlands VR that exists.
I did unfortunately see that. I actually
Why is that
do-
unfortunate?
I don't know, I just think, look, well, you do know that we're getting a VR version of Five Nights at Freddy's on the PS4.
Of course. Yeah. I
And-
love VR as a thing. The videos don't do it justice. It is quite good.
Also, I know I mentioned about that Power Rangers game that came out, Team 4 Star and played.
Yeah.
My understanding of it...
I'll bring you that.
My understanding
And
of
then
it
you
so
can experience it for yourself.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I will say this for the Power Rangers game, I did look it up just in case it was something you could actually play.
Yeah.
It's only got 9 characters.
Yeah.
It takes 15
Is
quid.
one of them Tommy Oliver?
Tommy is actually the 2 versions of Tommy depending on how you want to go about it. There's
So
the...
it's got 9 characters and 2 of them are Tommy.
Well, one of them's the evil version Lord Draken.
Ah, so the broke thing.
Oh, you know
But
who
is
Lord
one of
Draken...
them the Green Ranger?
Yes. Tommy Oliver is that you've got Tommy Oliver the Green Ranger, Jason the Red Ranger, Lord Draken, the evil version of Tommy that's got the powers of both the dragon and the tiger, the Ranger Slayer, which is an evil Pink Ranger.
So it says Jack called Five Nights at Freddy's and Friday Night at Freddy's the other day.
Of course he did. They've got another Power Ranger from Wild Force. They've got the game. I should point out the game is 15 quid. It has a £10 season pass that includes a costume for Jason where he has the dragon shield,
It's over, Wiley.
and also 3 other Rangers that haven't been announced yet. But from what I've heard, some people have said it's got some very good mechanics. It's just the Switch version has very shit, well, online capabilities. Will Saft Punk and Stig ever admit to being Power Rangers? To be honest, I'm surprised Seb hasn't made a comment about what. I'm surprised he hasn't made a comment.
They were expelled from the Power Society.
I'm surprised Seb hasn't made a comment about Dr. Wily in this game. I mean, look at that face.
The stick for drinking and operating a Megazord, for not taking their fight serious. They kept wanting their opponents to get stronger for the sake of a fair fight.
Hey, you know who should be DLC for the game?
Yeah.
Bulk and Skull.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, of the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
What
Lord
brave
Zed.
The
men.
theme tune that plays us all the time that you're fighting is there.
He has it. Oh, Seb says Wily has a testicle chip.
Bolchinian.
Look at him. But you are too late. I have just found something that is more powerful than this base. Now the world is mine.
Silence! Set there be order!
Fun fact, Wily actually created Zero in Mega Man X4, so he does actually appear in the badly dubbed Mega Man X4 with a complete German voice going through the whole desktop. I used to think it was Dr. Willy.
Yeah. I suppose that would have been a worse way to pronounce it than Wowie.
Dr. Willy.
Wowie, isn't that a type of chocolate that comes from Australia?
No, it's what happens when Dr. Wily and Waluigi do the fusion dance.
Now the world is mine, and why? Nothing's changed. I like how they spare us the voice acting here.
I got it, Doctor.
Redonkulous.
Why does Mega Man sound like Penny Gadget?
Right, we have a choice between Grenade Man, Clown Man, Tengu Man, or Blizzard Man.
Clown Man.
I
Ooh,
can't do it, Joe.
I'm the Joker. Let me hit you in my plastic bat.
Ready.
Hello, Gotham. Joker's back in town.
Mark Hamill Joker impression.
Been practicing.
Oh god, there's references in this room. There's Cutman.
Mark Hamill is best Joker.
Yes, he is.
Heath Ledger is good, but you know, like, let's not take it away from him.
Oh, speaking of which, has anyone seen the Joaquin Phoenix Joker trailer yet?
I've not seen the trailer. I'm aware that there is one.
I mean, so far so good.
Yeah, I don't understand why there needs to be a Joker movie. Like,
I know.
I don't. It's like in his material. He doesn't stop logic in a hero's journey.
I mean, from what I've heard of him, he definitely sounds a hell of a lot better than Jared Leto.
Well, that was a hurdle to clear, let's be honest.
Yeah, it wasn't really much to really go on.
I've seen the trailer. Agrees, so far so good. It'll either be good or forgettable. I don't expect it to be amazing or terrible.
I don't know. Apparently, it's being directed by Martin Scorsese.
Oh, nice.
So it might.
Oh, I love Martin Scorsese.
Yeah, he's pretty good, and hopefully we'll get maybe a good film. Could be a good standalone film. And if he's good, maybe fans will, like I say, get rid of Jared Leto and Joaquin Phoenix be the Joker.
I think we're going to look at that.
Put him up. It's going to be Batman.
Yeah, with Affleck gone.
Yeah, Affleck's gone. Guy playing Superman's gone. Forgotten his name. Guy playing the Flash is gone.
Ezra Miller.
And the guy playing Cyborg is gone as well.
What
So
a
a
shit
lot of-
show.
Yeah, so a lot of people from the Justice League are all now gone. And the only two that remain are Gal Gadot and Jason Momoa.
So Gal Gadot and Jason Momoa.
Yeah, the only two left. And I think
Well, to be fair, they had the best solo movies.
yeah, Wonder Woman was great. I haven't seen the Aquaman movie, but I've heard good things.
Aquaman right. Like, I mean, there are definitely nitpicks you can make. There are definitely things wrong with it. But as DC movies go, it is my second favourite one. Aquaman was amazing, to be fair. Yeah, but not unironically. Aquaman was amazing, but a lot of that amazement was ironic. Whereas Wonder Woman is unironically great.
Yeah.
It was fun, and the world building was well done for a DC movie. Yeah, but you have to have that fun. It was fun, even if it had the worst version of Africa ever put to audio. Like, I mean, the visuals in Aquaman are brilliant. Black Manta looks a bit like a Power Rangers villain, which is, you know, I can dig that.
As long as he doesn't have Rita Repulsa throwing him down to make him glow.
Yeah. Oh,
if you played Injustice 2, he does like the Black Manta in there.
I love Black Manta.
It's a comic book accurate costume in the movie.
I mean,
so that's good.
I mean, how often is it you come across an autistic villain?
More often than autistic hero.
And when I found out that Black Manta was autistic, it's like, wow. Okay, I had a reason for liking him. I thought there was a reason why I liked him.
I will have order. Sorry, I'm a bad guy now.
Black Manta was autistic. Did J.K. Rowling just say that on Twitter? He was always autistic.
Yeah.
Being gay isn't a choice, it's just an involuntary thing that happens to you when J.K. Rowling decides it's your time.
J.K. Rowling reveals we were all gay.
It reveals that you, the reader, were gay all along.
J.K. J.K. Rowling.
Greyback, who was declared autistic last week.
J.K. Rowling reveals that Voldemort was a vegan.
That's true, we never see him eat meat.
No, we never see him eat at all.
Vegan mort.
Yeah.
Vegan mort.
To be fair, Hitler was vegetarian, so it's a good allegory.
And he was autistic.
Who, Voldemort or Hitler?
Hitler.
Oh.
Yo, Kiki. Watch it. Ouch! Ouch! Thunderclaw! Ouch! Ouch! Watch it. Ouch! Ouch! Wait. Ouch! Ouch! Watch it. Ouch!
And a
Thunderclaw!
weird-looking clown just will you keep. Also, somebody actually unearthed his other ball underneath the hole last year.
Ready.
We stopped talking about difficulty in games
Yeah.
a while
Give
ago.
them a chance. Watch it.
Getting back on topic, what are your favourite difficult games and why?
Give me a sec.
Watch it.
It's Dr. Roxo!
Oh crap. Hydro cocaine.
Watch it.
I want some Coke Toast.
Wimp.
Ah, Coke Toast.
Kaya Bridge 3.
Well, that was Kaya Bridge 2.9.
Yeah.
Watch it.
Learn! Learn!
Oh, child abuse has never been this funny.
Why, have you not seen Mummy Dearest?
No.
Watch it.
That is a film about child abuse that's funny.
Oh god.
It is so
Like
camp.
into us.
Wimp. Ouch! Watch it.
Well, come on, it's so camp. It's like watching an Adam West fight scene.
Well, Adam West fighting.
We do
that,
not
right?
condone child abuse. I find it hilarious.
Oh good, we're doing the Team 4-star thing here too.
You won his cocaine.
I won his coke. Let's see what acid trip this gives me. Wow man, Thunderclaw. There's nothing remotely clownish about that. I don't think there's anything really else we can talk about with the difficulty, really. I mean, if we're going to go on favourite hard games, I'd say the Mega Man series has always been my favourite difficult games because it's all... I mean, it goes by the rock, paper, scissors kind of thing, where every enemy has a weakness to something else. So that's always, you know... it's always believable and fun, but... it's hard to really pick my favourite difficult game. Though, I guess in terms of RPGs, I'd have to go with anything within the Shin Megami Tensei series, because their way of dealing with things is you learn or you die. And it clearly explains to you what you need to do, takes its time to explain to you, this is how battles work, this is how things go, and yes, a lot of it is based on luck, but if you know what you're doing and you learn from the experience and learn how to play the game, you have a higher chance of surviving it. I mean, granted, the Persona games are probably better for that with their easier difficulty, but if you get used to that and you get used to the Persona games, I think you could say tackle the Shin Megami Tensei games of the 1980s. Is Dr. Light God? He basically looks and dresses like God.
I'm home. Welcome back.
I'll let you know about tomorrow's head, depending on how I feel on my various other factors.
Good luck, Mega Man.
Right.
What about you, Wally?
Question on one of my favourite difficult games.
Yes.
I've always wanted to give Majora's Mask another go because I never got that far. I don't know whether that would be I did quite like Demon's Souls, and I'm very proud of having managed to finish it.
Ready.
Did you ever finish things like Dark Souls?
I mean, To be fair, I played a lot of Dark Souls 3, we just sort of gave up on it halfway through. Oh god, is that another outstanding playthrough?
Probably.
I don't know whether I want to bother finishing that, to be honest. But let's see, difficult games. I like Dark Souls. I can just never seem to stay invested in it for long enough to finish one. Let's see. I mean, depending, you could say the Elder Scrolls series, but that's adjustable difficulty. Like that's artificial difficulty done right, because the game is built around those stats. Right. And you know, also the difficulty slider does affect the AI somewhat. Like they'll attack more viciously if it's higher. But you know what was quite difficult that I really enjoyed? Resident Evil 7.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. I'm using a dog as a skateboard.
Yeah. But I once, like, Resident Evil 7 holds the record for the most amount of time I've spent in VR in one sitting, which is about 5.5 hours, which is what we took to finish it, I seem to remember. That was on the old channel. We should do that again.
Yeah. Holy shit, this game's turned into R-Type.
I think Dragon Ball FighterZ is quite a difficult game, but it's fairly difficult. Like, I don't know if you played FighterZ, anyone, but while most Dragon Ball games are Dragon Ball games first and fighting games they're held second, it may actually be my favourite fighting game, you know, because it's very difficult to spam. Like, it is possible that anything an opponent might do can be countered.
That's always good.
Yeah. So, won't get caught in a loop. And I think that's a good example of difficulty. If you know your shit and you're careful, you're fine.
How about you, Ian?
Well, I've never picked up a difficult game per se. As I say, I'm always like an easy playing guy because you know, because I like a relaxing experience, and it's mostly because I'm a filthy casual.
Oh no, that's fine.
Yeah.
Maybe that's going for a challenge, so it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, the challenge thing is an option for some. It's just an option.
Alright. So, yeah, I don't think that I've played. Well, I have played like a few games on like normal difficulty.
Oh yeah, well,
I default to normal difficulty.
Like Batman Arkham City, you know, because I try to like unlock the costumes.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it, really.
Thing is, if I get too used to a game, it gets boring, so I ramp up the difficulty to keep things interesting. Like, if I'm doing it too easily, I can basically do it without thinking about it, and then I zone out, and it's like, I'm not even paying attention to the game anymore. Like, routinely play WWE games on Legend because that's the only time they'll give you anything resembling a challenge.
Yeah, I remember you and me used to play it all the time, just because Legend was the only way we could even do, even challenge ourselves. And even then, when the challenge wasn't enough, we used to just take to fighting each other.
Yeah. Well, Legend with a handicap. It was never one-on-one. It was always, at the very least, one-on-two.
Yeah, and then when you did have your losses, they were very specific losses.
Yeah.
Like if a character was built a certain way. Like, for example, say, Tank Terral.
Can we hack Kingdom Hearts discs and sneak them into games so that Goofy died at the end?
No, we're not killing off Goofy.
Yeah.
I'm
Scene
still
in Kingdom Hearts 2 where Goofy takes a boulder to the head and you think he's dead for a bit.
I really want to show Seb that Goofy's trial, where he admits to committing a school shooting. But I did it. Yeah, I know you did it. Murder. I'll do it again.
If you let me out of here, the first thing I'm gonna do is kill again.
Ready.
You're a jerk. I had sex with your wife, and if you let me out of here, the first thing I'm going to do is kill again.
Have you ever found the game too easy?
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, trying to remember a specific example, but I can't think of a game I'd say is completely easy.
Any Nintendo game.
I mean, Pokemon. Yeah, I will say one of the
Any
Pokemon
Nintendo
games.
game. Here you go. How many of them have you played here?
I've played a fair share in my time.
Here you go. Nintendo games are graspable. Super Smash Bros. Melee was pretty hard until you got to grips with it. I wish that they'd make Super Smash Bros. Like that. By the way, that's a thing I want to start streaming.
Right, Super Smash Bros.
Yeah. Also, Breath of the Wild. That's a good chill-out stream game, isn't it?
I guess.
A lot of it is just exploring a vast expanse of wilderness. And doing puzzles.
Puzzles!
But it's a good type of really big. Got stuff to do in it. Not just the big cities with nothing in them. Most open world games by Ubisoft.
Ready.
Oh, Ollie John Savage.
Breath of the Wilder, where you're accosted by an aggressive Gene Wilder and have to keep yourself away from his bad breath. Don't speak ill of Gene Wilder. You son of a bitch, dumb bastard! Jesus Christ, bastards in my time, but you really beat them all! That was Gene Wilder. Here you go!
Oh, he was one of the nicest human beings ever.
I believe it.
Yeah. Just, if you listen to him like in his last ever interview, he sounds really nice.
Yeah.
he was like really calmly and soft-spoken.
Like
You know, he
Bob
never
Ross.
kind of like that, yeah.
Tornado hold. Here you go.
Bob.
Here you go.
Yeah, that's a cute little tree right there.
Look
at
think
that
that Bob
beautiful
Ross paints
sky.
paints. Bob Ross has murdered people, and all of his paintings are just where he put his victims.
Yeah, just look at this. Just mix a little color like that, yeah. Now, I'm gonna paint some mountains over here, yeah. That's beautiful.
And we're just gonna paint a tree right here. And that's gonna be our little secret. If you tell anyone that that tree is there, I will come to your house and I will cut you.
I'll take on you. Be ready.
He was in the army.
I can certainly believe it.
Tornado hold. Here you go.
Yeah, we'll just add some birds up here. Yeah, that is beautiful. It's a beautiful landscape. Anyone can paint.
Here you go.
There's not a bad thing I can say about that guy.
No, Bob Ross is just wonderful.
I know. I just love listening to his awesome voice.
Yeah, his soft, friendly, loving voice.
Operation Bob Ross. The whereabouts operations paint a giant mural of the Soviet Union.
Tornado hold. Tornado hold.
I mean, another example of difficulty. Look at this fight I'm having right now, Tengu Man.
Oh, there is a really difficult game I have played.
You go on.
Oh, go on.
The very first Castlevania.
Oh god, yeah. Oh, I've killed him. I got Tengu Man.
Oh, the very first Castlevania, you say?
Yeah, the very first one.
I remember that.
Oh man, that was a nightmare. On Echo the Dolphin as well.
Yeah, Echo the Dolphin was very complicated for its time.
Yeah. But they've all brought it out recently on the 3DS, and they put in a thing called Super Dolphin Mode, which is like constant invincibility.
Wow. Oh, here's something. Guess what they're bringing to the Nintendo Switch?
What?
The very first Alex Kidd game.
Uh-huh.
Alex Kidd.
I
That
don't
poor
think you
kid.
can put in the walls and eat it in the Castlevania.
Yeah, that was bewildering, to say the least.
Oh, no.
Yeah, let's not forget the bosses with instant kill attacks.
Ready.
Oh, insta-kill bosses are the worst. Like, that's just lazy difficulty.
Yeah.
Would you say the final flowery boss is pretty difficult?
it feels difficult until you realise that you actually can't lose. Once you learn how, you know, it's really not. Once you learn that you can just keep coming back over and over again. Yeah, it's difficult to dodge everything, and if this was a game that had lives and things, yes, it would be difficult. But it's difficult because of, well, artificial stuff. Oh yeah, I just want to tell Ian, Dylan Thomas recently did a video on Chris Chan, it was the Casey saga.
Oh.
Castlevania 1. Yeah, I actually have the Game Boy port of that, where it's just the NES Classic.
Yeah, I played it on the 3DS.
Nice.
And you can play a little bit of this on, I forget which Castlevania it is. It's the one where you can play as different characters.
I remember there was one on. I remember playing Dawn of Sorrow on the DS, where if you do it a certain way, you end up getting to play as Julius Alucard and this other woman. Like if the guy becomes a villain.
Dudes, I'm not feeling great right now, so I think I'm gonna leave here if it's all the same with you.
Well, I think this is the perfect time to just end it at this point anyway. So, thank you for joining us, and Ollie, where can they find you? And Ian, how can they find you? Nice. Well, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you all soon. Bye.